boring.
Yeah. I mean, I know I had the same issue with public schools. A lot of it, I'd learned a long time ago, or I had read up on myself, so most of my high school was boring. And, they gave me a placement test whenever got out of 8th grade, and they pretty much told me that I could graduate high school or stay in high school and only take partial classes, and then just chill for the rest, which was a mistake. Total mistake. I should have went to college.
Complete mistake, because college was fun. And you get a tailgate. And you could go through a table.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying, obviously, I went to college, but I'm just saying I should have went to college whenever I was in 9th grade instead of choosing to stay in high school.
Actually, I feel like if I would have did the same thing, I would have had a lot more fun at college than the 4 years I was in high school. Because the 4 years in high school, technically high school was so boring to me. But also because I already knew all the stuff they were teaching. And technically high school can be skipped because technically your first core classes you really learn in high school. Now when you get more into your classes for your career, yeah, that's more like college classes. But for the most part, the same stuff I learned in U.S. history, the same stuff I learned in U.S. history, when I was in 8th, 7th grade.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Most of that shit I was already taught. My 9th grade year, I was already in a 12th grade math class.
The only thing I could say differently is depending on what state you in. In Georgia, they did Georgia history. So of course, moving to a different state, I didn't know none of the Georgia history. So that 9th grade, I had to learn Georgia history. Was pretty oh, I didn't know this happened. Oh, this is why we call it a peace city. Different stuff like that. But overall, my high school really was boring, really. To me, because I was I already know everything. And then technically, that's when you started learning about different things. And then technically, that's when our school got rezoned. So I know exactly how rezoning worked because technically, since I was already in the 10th grade when the rezoning happened, I got to stay at the good school compared to the bad school because I never failed the class. I never failed the class because I was that smart where it's just hey, if I do this bare minimum work, I could get a B. Because in high school, I could teach y'all kids, whatever is on the test, all you got to do is study. And whatever is on the, all you have to do is look at the board and read the board. Whatever is on the board for the 90% of that is going to be on the test. So wherever they keep repeating, it's going to be on the test, guys. I'm telling you that for a fact in high school.
Yeah, that's very true.
So, like I said, in high school, I knew how to do just enough. And then always in high school, they say, in college, they never going to give you extra work to get back your grade. That's a lie. In college, they give you all the extra work you want.
Yeah, they really do.
Literally, college will literally say, hey, you didn't do this. You going to do this or not? And literally, they be here, just copy off this person.
Yeah, or they'll be oh, just do this one assignment this weekend and it'll bring you back up to passing.
Literally, college, they don't care because literally, I was in college where literally the teacher said, y'all literally all going to make C's. It's just how far up from there you going to get. And in the classes that you got to love because if you get a C no matter what, because some classes, they have to keep you and make sure you pass so that they could keep the course on the thing.
Yeah, and I'm sure it has something to do with the funding too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure too, but I'm not going to say what college I went to because Phantom is very mysterious, but like I said, high school to me could have been skipped. I could have started college. Now, that would have went to the whole drinking and tailgating thing, but like I said, my brain was 100 times faster, and I would have been oh wow, look at that. And I'd be probably in my career, maybe not making podcasts, but who knows, I'd be probably working at Apple somewhere, making a code for something.
Yeah, I definitely would have been a lot better off, to be completely honest, if I would have just went.
Or I would have went to a trade school and did something or joined the military. Who knows? But
yeah, I went to a trade school in high school, so that was all paid for in high school. So I did half high school, half trade school.
In my high school, they didn't offer that, so I wish they did. But
yeah, I don't know. It was great because, like I said, I loved it. It was really good. I learned a lot of different skills. I didn't actually pick one particular thing and stick with it. I just decided I was going to do multiple, and so each year I would change or halfway through the year, mostly just because I would learn everything about that trade.
But see, that's a good thing because then technically, let's say technically you was like trades more than going to college. Then you'd be like, all right, I'd rather, like, that's why I said I feel like high school could be avoided because technically you could do more trade routes or more college, and then more people could like experience the different thing because it'd be like, hey, I don't like college, but I like trade.
Yeah, to me, college is bullshit.
I know welding, shit, you get paid like $50 an hour depending on what you weld.
Yeah, it only takes you like a year, if even that long, to actually learn the skill to be able to make that kind of good money.
Or mechanics, like you can be an airplane mechanic or a car mechanic and make good money after a year of school compared to technically me.
I'm going to tone you down on that one a little bit. Airplane mechanic, yes, but it's about a 2-year program. And auto mechanic, unless you own it, the shop, nah.
No, a lot of my friends in Atlanta, they go through this airplane school, and it's only for a year. Because after 10 months, they graduate and they go to a different, like some of them get sent to Chicago, wherever the job hire, they get hired at straight on.
Yeah, honestly, I only know one person that did it. They told me it took them 2 years. Maybe they went for a more advanced.
Maybe. I just know they work for American Airlines, and literally, like, everybody take this, you got paid $20K with a guaranteed job, and literally, you getting paid good money.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not like that as a auto mechanic. And I mean, if you go diesel makes more money.
Well, I'm just saying, like, an auto mechanic, you be in your career and you know where you're going. You could guarantee a job as a...
Oh, you get the guaranteed job. It just doesn't really pay that high.
It depends on where you go. Now, if you work at Tire Plus or something like that, it's a basic shop. No, but you get more specialty like Ferrari and stuff. You get paid a lot.
Yeah, they don't teach you that kind of stuff at schools.
I never went to a trade school, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, certain stuff they do. Like, they'll get sponsored by certain companies that'll give them certain equipment, and, you know, that's how they'll get certified in different bikes or boats and stuff like that sometimes.
Oh, believe me, I was that kid when the motorcycle people come to school and be like, hey, you can learn how to become a motorcycle mechanic. I'm like, oh, wow, I want to do that. Knowing damn well I never drove a motorcycle or rode a motorcycle before in my life. I'm like, oh, wow, that sounds fun. It don't sound that hard.
Yeah, it's not that hard. Just take it from me. You know, the first time I ever hopped on a bike, I just slid 30 feet.
Well, see, I was saying it's not going to be that hard to learn. But then
I was just making a joke.
I was like, then I started thinking about, like, I guess I got to ride motorcycles, and that don't sound like a good career for me. And then also, I got more signed up for a career that my parents want more than me. It was like, hey, become an electrical engineer. What is an electrical engineer? You get paid $70K a year. So what is an electrical engineer? You get paid a good amount of money. I'm like, all right, thanks, parents.
Yeah, electrical engineer isn't bad. It just depends on exactly what kind and what you do. But yeah, they do make good money.
Yeah, they make good money, but when you don't know what the fuck they do, it's like, okay, so what am I again? That's why I'd rather be cybersecurity right now. Because it's like, hey, I understand what cybersecurity is. Everybody knows what cybersecurity is. And if you don't know, then just tweet me and at 2 Guys 2 Beers, and I can tell you what cybersecurity is. Like, this is 2020. I'm really amazed how many people don't know technology.
There's a lot of people that don't know technology.
Believe me, we both know one person.
Yeah, we're definitely not talking about me here. Just kidding, we totally are.
I wasn't going to tell nobody on Mask Q. But let's end the podcast here.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media and Patreon and everything like that.
This is another episode of 2 Guys 2 Beers. Everybody have a good night now.
Good night.